not sure you can see it, but we've had some epic rainbows today on the first day of 2020. I think this is a good sign for the year to come. Sassy, what do you think? What do you think of the rainbow, huh? Sassy doesn't care.
We are in Clearwater tonight. I'm Allison Morrow.
Hi, I'm Allison Morrow.
I'm Allison Morrow.
And I've gone to a lot of places.
On St. Pete Beach, Allison Morrow.
And now with my former Force Recon Marine husband, I'm going off-grid-ish.
You may notice the Airstream looks a little unlevel, and you would be correct. We had this really bad windstorm last night, and it appears that the winds were strong enough to knock the Airstream off of the platform that we put under the hitch. Oh, we got a lot of work to do on this Airstream, and it keeps taking a beating, but I believe it's going to be okay, and eventually we're going to get it done. Just know this, if you're planning on restoring one of these things, it does not happen as fast as you'd like it to. And now, of course, we are going to be redesigning the interior plants. Sassy was unfazed by the windstorm. I bet Sassy just looks at the Airstream and she's like, I don't know if those people know what they got themselves into. I'm glad that I can live outside and be fine, because that thing ain't gonna be done anytime soon. Chaka? Chaka can't come in here anyway. Says there's no floor.
So as you can see, we have the wood from our gantry crane that we started building.
Chaka? What are you doing?
A little land shark.
No floor. Sorry, no floor. All right.
If you've been watching the channel, since we've announced that we are having our little bundle of joy to increase our family size, we decided to come back in here and take a look at the floor plan, or imagine the floor plan, in order to kind of reconfigure what our plan is going to be for the kiddos.
We are becoming a family of, well, 5 if you count Chaka the dog and Sassy the horse, 3 humans total, which means that the Airstream plan we had originally designed is probably not going to work.
You walked in through the front door. To the right was going to be kind of like a little general like living room type of setup area that could then be turned into a bed. We had talked about having some kind of a cabinet here, or some sort of like other storage. Over here, approximately where you, the viewer, are standing right now. So this had been a good spot to have like a little editing station for Allison, for editing her videos, and a general kind of workstation just where we could do our work. And then moving on back, there would be a wall right here for the refrigerator. And then on the other side of the refrigerator was going to be the shower. And then right here is where the lavatory with the sink and toilet would be. On this side over here is going to be a wardrobe that on the other side of the kitchen, and then back here was going to be the master bedroom. So that was the original plan.
This kitchen area here is still going to stay that way. We'll still have our kitchen and sink. In this area, refrigerator and not a refrigerator. Lynn is saying the refrigerator will be that way. But anyway, we will have the sink and kitchen cooking area here. If you can imagine, originally when we were gonna have the dining area right there, Lynn wanted to make the table push down and turn into a bed. And while I was all about that for a guest room, I'm not all about that for a kid, because I don't want to have the kid like taking naps in the kitchen. We're out working on stuff in the middle of the Airstream. There's no divider. I want the kid to have like space, and I'm gonna call the kid It, because we don't know what the kid is right now. So I'm not trying to be insensitive, but it is what it is. So it needs to have like a dividing space where it can go to its own spot. So I nixed the idea of the interchangeable dining room table, bedroom idea for the child.
Gentlemen, for all of you who are married, you know this happens quite often. Your ideas, plans, whatnot will get nixed. There is a veto option that happens when you become married, and that's just all there is to it. If you're single, well, just know this is a reality of marriage. So yeah, we nixed that idea, and I have to agree, Allison's right. When baby comes, we kind of want to have a space for the kiddos to be kiddos and have their space. So we're now taking another look at the inside of the Airstream and seeing if we can figure out how it's going to look. I am anticipating that it's going to go much more back to the original floor plan. The dinette will now definitely be in the kitchen, so there won't be a workspace. We could still use it as a workspace, and we could also use it as a spare bed, but it's just not going to be a dedicated workspace like the original idea was going to be. The back, I think, is still going to have to be our master bedroom. Originally, this Airstream, when it was built, you could see on the curbside and roadside back end of the Airstream that they had luggage doors because it was actually like 2 twin bed setups. Obviously, Allie and I aren't in the 1950s, so we're going to have one single bed. So I still have to figure out how I'm going to manage all that. But we're looking at over here, this front part of the Airstream here where we were going to make kind of a living space is now going to become a bedroom specifically for the kids. So I'll have to double check the measurements, but basically from this frame rail here all the way across, I'm going to put like some sort of a wall with like a doorway around right shaw, and then either having 2 beds or maybe just 1 bed so that there's some play area space, some floor space, and then some kind of a future attaching points to maybe have like a bunk bed type setup here in the front.
Chaka wants to know where her bed is going. Hey, Chaka. Chaka's riding in the luggage rack. Right, Chaka? So one thing that we saw in the newer Airstreams when we went and toured them, and if you want to see that, here's a link to the video, few of the newer models of Airstreams, is that they would have bunks on the side, or a bed that sort of was attached to the side, and that's where kids can sleep, and then there would be like a curtain covering them, which would work. I would be okay with that kind of divider. It's not ideal for sound, but I would do that. The problem is those Airstreams are much wider than our Airstream, the newer ones are. And our Airstream as a 1992 is much narrower. And so it would take up basically all our closet space and storage if we were to put the bed on the side. So really we had to figure out how to work with these 2 ends and rearrange the beds that way.
So what Allison's talking about, ours is a narrow body. The space difference is probably about 7.5 to 8 inches difference in width. And while that doesn't sound like a whole lot, it makes a big difference when you're talking about you have to have a walkway down the middle of the Airstream. What Allison was talking about over here is at the back of the Airstream, what they would have on some of those ones where there were bunk beds is half of the Airstream was where the bathroom was on the back half, and the other half they had a small bedroom, so you had bunks. So you'd have 1 bunk here and say 1 bunk here. Well, again, given the placement of all of our windows and just the plumbing, I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel when it comes to plumbing a bathroom. I'm not going to try to shove a bathroom in this back corner when I have 1 single window there. It just, to us, it makes more sense to try to keep as much of the storage for the wardrobe over here across from the shower and the lavatory.
Yeah, because Lynn has a lot of clothes, so.
Oh, wow.
It's true. I have a lot of shoes, but Lynn has way more clothes from the military.
I'm getting rid of all that stuff, though.
We'll see.
To be fair.
As for kiddos, S plural, we're not having twins. I wish we were having twins because I am super efficient when it comes to life, and I feel like 2 for 1 would be a great deal, and then I could go back to drinking beer. But no, we're only having 1, so I believe, like, for us, you have one, you gotta have two, because otherwise, like, the kids wanting to play trucks and you're trying to edit, and they should have someone to play trucks with, like, two, that's like their age. So we're probably gonna end up having a second, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We did, however, decide if we're gonna totally rip apart our ideas for the original plan and start over, we should probably not do that a second time and just plan for the possibility that there is a second person that comes along. Maybe that's just another very large dog, but it probably will be a second child. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any other ideas, you've done this before, you've got kids, you're a full-time RVer, and you renovated an Airstream or you bought one that you think is pretty tricked out and cool and works well for a family that has multiple people in it, then let us know. We'd love to hear your ideas, and we'll see you next time.